The next part says the essence of the Torah and the commandments, the purpose of the creation of the world. So now Baal HaSulam is taking us to the journey to understand what's the essence of the Torah and its commandments from the point of view of why the worlds and our world was actually created, what's the purpose of this, and when we understand that, we'll actually be able to answer all the questions that we had previously. So let's read inside. The purpose of the creation of the world. But when we fully understand the essence of the Torah and the commandments that were given us and their desirable outcome to the degree that the sages have instructed us, which is the purpose of the entire great creation that is laid before our eyes, we shall understand everything. That's what he said. He says, my point of view, if you understand the whole picture, the big picture of the creation, of the purpose, why you are here, why all this is working the way it works, you will get answers to all your questions, and it will everything will be laid before your eyes. According to principle, no one acts purposelessly. There is no exception save for people of the lowest quality and children. In that case, there can be no doubt that the Creator, whose loftiness is beyond grasping, would do something small or large without an aim. Okay, again, this sentence, in that case, there can be no doubt that the Creator, whose loftiness is beyond grasping, would do something small or large without a name. Heaven forbid. The sages have instructed us that the world has been created only for the sake of observing the Torah and the commandments. So what he says here? He says that, first of all, in order to understand the essence of Torah and the commandments, we need to understand what was the desirable outcome of creation of the world. And once we understand that, he says we actually will understand everything and all the questions will be clear to us. And first of all, he says that nobody is acting purposelessly, besides people with some disabilities or children. And in that case, there can be no doubt that Creator who created actually all this reality, of course, had some plan and outcome for this world. And also he adds that the sages have instructed us that the world has been created only for the sake of observing the Torah and commandments. So what does it mean? Why the world would be created for observing Torah and the commandments? How it works? Why is that this way, etc. According to the earlier sages, it means that the Creator's intention regarding creation from its inception is to declare his divinity to others. The earlier sages stated the Creator's intention as to declare his divinity to others, probably to reveal or even to give some possibility to get in contact with his divinity. The declaration of his divinity reaches the created being as the measure of his pleasant abundance that increases until it reaches the desired amount. And he explains that how we can actually reach this divinity, and or how this divinity can reach us. And he says that it actually reaches us as an abundance. So it is an abundance that increases until it reaches the desired amount. So there is some kind of amount of abundance planned and prepared for us by the creator of the worlds. And it's in some process, step by step, it's supposed to come to us, and we're supposed to receive it and accept it, and it is a pleasant abundance. So we speak about some really overwhelming experience of happiness and fulfillment. This is how the humble rise with the true recognition of their being a chariot for the Creator, and by cleaving to Him until they achieve their ultimate perfection. Neither has the eye seen God beside you. So that this is the way to do this is actually what he calls the cleaving to the Creator. In Hebrew it's called dvikut. Yeah, and there is this quote from Isaiah. Due to the magnitude and the majesty of that perfection, both the Torah and the prophets were careful not to utter a single word of this superlative state. He actually says that we do not really have a lot of descriptions of how good the state of the higher consciousness, the Dvikut with Hashem looks like, because probably they didn't want us to go for it because of the goodness of this, either because of some other reason. Like sometimes you teach, for example, a child, and you don't want him to do some stuff only because there is some prize in the end. You want kind of instruct him and explain why it's good, and then when he actually agrees and it penetrates in him and he like do it with a free will, it comes out in the end that there was also a like very like extraordinary prize, waiting for him. But the parent might not really want to reveal this prize before the child, to allow his free will in that case. So this is similar why the prophets were careful not to reveal too much about this superlative state. The sages alluded to it when they said, all the prophets only prophesied with regard to the days of the Messiah. However, with regard to the world to come, neither has the eye seen God beside you. This is known to the knowledgeable, and this is not the place to discuss this at length. So this is some kind of mystical thing, or some kind of thing that not really discussed too much, but the point here is most of the prophets, when they described anything, they mostly described the times of Messiah. That means it's kind of transformational times, the times of the tikkun, of the end of the tikkun, and didn't really describe how the world to come is going to look to us, how good it will be. And probably there is, as we said, there was a reason for that, Both the reason that it's probably and really unachievable to see this, and also probably there is a strong reason about not to leave the free choice and not to talk too much about the perfection of the world to come and all the abundance of good and pleasure that is supposed to actually come our way. This perfection is expressed in the words of the Torah, the prophets, and of the sages using the simple term cleaving, dvikut. As the word morphed with the evolution of the spoken language, it nearly lost all its meaning. But if you briefly dwell on this term, you will stand wondering at its amazing loftiness by imagining this divine matter and the graceful value of the lowly created being. You could then deduce the one cleaving to the other. You will then understand why we use this word to describe the purpose of this great creation. We deduce with our words that the ultimate purpose of creation is that the lowly created beings will be able, by observing the Torah and the commandments, to gradually rise up and evolve until they will merit to cleave to their blessed Creator. So he says actually that it's if we get a little bit deeper into this world of cleave or to lead back dvikut, we'll understand what it can actually mean. If we say that we can cleave to the Creator itself, that is something so divine that we can't even imagine how it can feel and how it can look. And what he actually states in the end of this paragraph, that by observing Torah and the commandments, we gradually are supposed to rise to the state of this cleave to our blessed Creator. So that's the point, and that's the purpose of creation of the worlds, giving Torah and commandments to allow people that want to, also everybody that want to join this spiritual way, to get together with Hashem, to get to this cleaving to the Creator. And we'll continue in next parts. What does that mean?